Okay, hello everyone. In this video, which is going to be a follow-up from the previous video, I'm going to share the link in top right corner of the video and also in the description if you want to check out. I've been working on this quick markdown viewer and editor. So it's going to be free and open source, just playing with it. And in the last video, I was trying to make sure I can have a release. That's why I have release now here. And we are using something called release please. So you can see this is release please. Where do we have it? There we go. From the Google API, it's actually going to create a release. The problem is the app is not working as expected. I have two options. The reason that actually the app is not working because it's written in Rust. I don't have Rust in my computer. It's not installed. So Rust C -- version. So I don't have Rust installed and I don't want to install it. I don't know. Let's say for whatever reason. And we're going to just ask AI to do some magical stuff. So here we could create a release, but it doesn't work. And it's quite difficult to debug it. Initially, when I was going to build it, AI was suggesting two solutions. It was asking if I want to use Electron app everything Node.js, or I want to use Rust, which the app will be smaller, faster, quicker. And if you go with the Node.js and Electron, it will be a little bit bigger, like 100 megabyte versus 10 megabytes, and it might be a little bit slower. I decided to go with Rust. I didn't install Rust, and so I couldn't test it. But also, putting it in a GitHub and with the GitHub action create a release, it's quite difficult. We had a release, and once you download it, so you can download, the problem is it's not working, and I don't know why. So one way to fix it is to install Rust locally, and I think it's as simple as probably Rust lang. So if you want to install Rust, it should be as simple as just install it like this in my laptop, but I don't want to do it. I think I should be able to do it homebrew if I'm not mistaken as well, but I don't want to do it because that's not what I want to do. I want to go with different approach. I want to be able to run it locally without installing Rust, so I'm going to change everything to Electron, so everything will be Node.js. As a result of that, I can test it locally. Once I'm happy, I can go to GitHub and production and everything. But at the same time, I don't want to lose the current working or current state. I'm going to create a branch. I'm going to push it. So I'm going to keep everything, I'm going to keep the current state. I can create a branch locally, or I can create a branch in, what is it called? In remote. I will create it probably here because I can always have access to it. So I'm going to create a branch. I'm going to say, let's say, what should I call it? Main, actually the same. Version 1. Actually doesn't make sense, to be honest. So GitHub action, naming is very difficult, to be honest. GitHub action, Rust. Actually, it's Rust and Node GA. Okay, so it's for GitHub action. GitHub. We already have GitHub action, so it's Rust and Node. We know it's not working, so I'm going to just put a date next to it as well. So it's going to be Friday 10th of April. So it's going to be 2026 10 and then 04 and then what is wrong? Okay, 10. I just want to have basically a copy of, copy of my current state. Everything is good. Now I'm going to ask AI to change everything to Node.js, and then I'll see if I can change something. Okay. It might take a bit of time, but let's see. The other thing that I want to demonstrate here is, if I look at my terminal, my current session is 0%. So I'm quite good. Let's do plot, and then I'm going to be here. I'm using Z as my IDE. So if you look at this, this is going to be Z, using Z. Actually, I like this IDE because Z.dev, it is quite fast, very fast in fact. And so far so good. I replaced it with VS Code for quite some time. Going back here, so let's go with brainstorming. So I'm going to use brainstorming skill, and I'm going to actually explain what is the problem and what I want to do, and let's see what will be the plan. Okay, cool. And I'm also not going to type anything. I want to technically just dictate, as you will hear, pretty much everything, because typing might take a bit of time. So here it is. I have this app, which is in Rust and Node.js or TypeScript for the front end. And it's going to, well, it's basically a markdown viewer and editor and previewer, basically application, desktop application. I want you to have a look at the whole structure and see what is it like. But then I want to get rid of Rust, change everything to Node.js, because I want to have a desktop application which runs in, Linux, Windows, Mac OS. Probably going with Electron, that would be the solution. I'm not sure. You can tell me, or you can tell me or you can suggest me what's the best way forward. But essentially, it's going to be a Windows application, desktop application that can run anywhere. And I want to be able to build it locally and test it locally and make sure everything works locally first. And yeah, if you have any question, just ask and let's find out what's the best way forward to first convert the current one to Node.js and make sure it works. At the moment, it doesn't work as expected. So CI/CD works, but I think when we move to the new language, Node.js, probably CI/CD also need to change to some degree. But that's not the current problem, or that probably would be the secondary issue, because if I can make it work locally, then I can just update this workflow. Also, I want you to create a new branch, and let's work from a new branch. Okay, so this is all I said. So now it's thinking. Now we're gonna have 11% of my context is full. I'm quite okay. It's just reading pretty much a lot of stuff, and it's gonna ask me some questions. Once I answer those questions with brainstorming, it's gonna create a plan. Once I have the plan, I need to create issues. Well, PRD, and then we're gonna create issues, and then from issues, we can just tackle them step by step. Okie dokie. And I run everything in terminal, basically. I'm in a terminal completely. Nothing very specific. Okay, good context gathered. Now let me ask clarifying questions. I've reviewed the full code base. Here's what I found. Current stack: Tauri 2, which is Rust, React, TypeScript, White, Code Mirror 6, and then Zustand and Mark.js. What Rust actually do? Very minimal. Read and write files, list a directory, get home dir, file open and save. So the good news, the entire React frontend can be kept almost as is. The migration is really just replacing source Tauri, and I'm not sure if it's actually correct or not, but Okay. First question for Electron toolchain. Which approach do you prefer? To be honest, I've never created any Electron app, but I'll go with Electron White because, White ecosystem is quite good. Purpose-built build tools for Electron plus White handles the main preload, render, split, all of this crap. And great TypeScript support, minimal boilerplate, your existing White config carried over almost directly. Okay, cool. Yes, let's go with a recommended one, which is Electron White. That's not the way to say White or Vit. It's AI, it should understand. And now it's thinking, probably it's going to ask a few more questions. Let's see. Second question. For the IPC layer, which I have no idea, how the React renderer talk to Electron main process, there are two patterns. Context bridge plus preload recommended. A preload script expose a safe Windows API object to the renderer. You would replace source story.ts with call. Okay, Node.js directly in renderer. Disable. Much simpler to migrate, but consider insecure and goes against Electron security model. You know what? I'll go with this one. Why not? Let's go with the recommended approach. A. Excuse me. And now that I have enough response, let me lay out options for migration structures. Option A, minimal migration recommended. So keep source. Option B, Electron White, scaffold from scratch. Option C, keep this one recommended. Option A, lowest risk, your existing React code barely change and renaming to native TS, give it framework neutral that makes sense if ever need. Interesting. I'll go with option A because that's a minimal migration. Really, I just want to make it work. So let's go with option A. Or just put A. Okay. Okay. Does this? Yes, why not? It's just talking about a few stuff that it's gonna do. To be honest, I have no idea. I guess this is all right. So let's just go ahead. Yes. Build config and dev workflow. Okay. Okay. Package adjustment changes. It's fine. Okay, good stuff. Local dev flow, npm run dev, and no Rust toolchain. Packaging secondary for later. Okay, that's good stuff. New branch, I will create feed Electron migration. I also want you to update package.json and also introduce just file to have all of those commands there. So I just want to run just, for example, just dev, just build, or just package, whatever it is, to build or just to run dev for linting, for formatting, whatever it is. So then CI/CD workflow could also use just file. Okay, so let's see. Good addition. So I am quite happy with that. Does this complete? Yes. And now it's gonna just create all of those specs there. So I'm not sure if it already created a branch. Let's quickly find out. I am just gonna go here. No, it hasn't created a branch yet, so it's fine. You can create the superpowers specs. Still, we're using like 19% of the current context window. Quite good, to be honest. And let's see. So the main branch is here. We have not written any lines, neither removed any. It's doing some stuff. Commit the changes. Okay, let's see. I am very keen to see. So if I just open a new terminal here and git status, it already commit to the main branch. So it forgot, literally forgot, because I asked do not add anything to the main branch. Very interesting. And if I do git status, there's nothing. But if I do git log, is it git log one line? Okay, I'm not sure. So, well, git log. Oh, can't even write. Okay. We can see that is the previous one. There we go. It just push everything to the main branch. This is not good. Okay, that's one problem. I'm just seeing it today, actually a few times so far. This is a little bit annoying because I have literally asked do not do create a new branch. And if I'm not mistaken here, here, somewhere it asks that if we can create a new. Okay. I don't remember. Well, I remember I'm quite sure it was in the window. And also with brainstorming, it went to the spec review loop. Is it maybe because I am not in the plan mode? Maybe. But that is very strange because in a brainstorm, it should just do the brainstorm. It hasn't asked me to write any code or not. So far, it's just really writing the specs, but let's see. Okay, just reviewing the specs. Then I need to review, and then at the end, we're going to just write it up. And let's check the usage for now. I know we here are already in, there is, the thing is not refreshed. So if I do another usage and showing status slash usage row. Okay, for whatever reason, it's fine. Not a big deal for now. I'm quite sure we're not even hitting that limit, 5 hours window, because just the current window is actually 27%, so it's not a big deal. Again, it is adding everything to Git in the main branch. So that is a little bit annoying. Let me know if you want any changes or give the go ahead and I will create the implementation. So I want actually change this one to plan mode. I want you to create PRD from the current plan if it is finished. So create a PRD, product requirement document. This is actually a different skills that I use because I think this is just going to do something very silly. And I don't really like the way brainstorming actually works now because it's supposed to not add anything in a main branch. This is very, I mean, in my opinion, this is not a good idea and it's dangerous. And then I also have actually, what is it? Write a PRD. That is the skill that I use to create a PRD, and I'm actually going to push it into the GitHub issues. So let's see. It's loaded the skill, and hopefully we're going to stop here. I'm not going to use brainstorm because today it actually failed 2 times and it just moved on with, you know, with the implementation. It also just went to the, it's in the main branch. This is very dangerous. I don't really want to do anything in a main branch. So the skill has the full context from the brainstorming session. That is a great thing. Okay. It probably take just maybe a couple of seconds or a few more seconds. And then once we have the PRD, we are going to create some issues. From issues, we are just going to tackle it. The good thing about this is even if our sessions just get full, we don't have any problem from that. Okay, what does it say? What is our PRD? Okay, this is a PRD draft context. Okay, this plan is draft and submit PRD as a GitHub issues. I'm quite happy. I can read all of them in a GitHub. It will be easier to read, or change it later probably would be difficult, but exit plan mode, post PRD as a GitHub issues. Yes. I'm actually gonna manually approve it because it seems, you know, it's a little bit of annoying for now. Name the owner. Okay, you know what? Now I'm gonna just accept this one. So if the brainstorm literally jump to the, what is it called? Where is the issues? Jump to the implementation. That would be very crazy. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so this is actually create GitHub issues. Fine with that. I'm actually going up to see the command. Yeah, GitHub issues. Yes. I'm gonna just accept this bit. Ready to move to implementation? Absolutely no. So I'm gonna just, oh, okay, I made a mistake, but I jumped out. So I have, by mistake, I just did Control C 2 times, I get out. But that's a good thing anyway, because first thing first, if I refresh my code, I have my PRD here, the full PRD. So I use that skill, write a PRD, put everything here. Now either I can just, let's say I don't have access to this session, so I don't have access to these specific sessions. What I can do, I can just start the cloud code and ask to go and read issue number 9, for example, here, and create stories or issues from it. Or I can just come back, in fact. So let's just come back. I have 2 C's. Okay. Okay. Happening. Okay. So ready to move to implementation. Say the word and I will create. Okay. Create branch and start. No, in fact, I wanted to create the branch much sooner. However, it didn't. So that is a little bit annoying. But we have the PRD. So I now want to do the PRD to issues. So we have the PRD, which is number 9, but I think it already knows where it is. So I will just create PRD from change PRDs to issues. So it will break it down to smaller pieces that I can just start using them. And by the way, I got this write a PRD and PRD to issues from internet. So it's not mine. Credit is just for someone else, which I follow. His GitHub and also his YouTube channel, just creating quite amazing stuff in that regards. But now we're gonna just have the full okay, I have the full PRD context. That's good. And checking the viewing the issues, and then yes, why not? Okay, you know what? Just you should be able to have access. It is going to break it down to, you know, smaller slices, and actually just doing it in 4 chunks. I'm okay with it. Does this? Yes, it's good. All good. Let's just push them all GitHub. And I am just going back here. You can see there should be creating issues in dependencies orders. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna actually just let it continue with the GitHub issues from now on. I don't want to wait. Okay, so it should have created number 11 and number 12. So let's see. If I refresh it, so we should have just literally got, yeah, 1 more because it was 4 pieces. All issues are created. Good stuff. No blockers. It's actually telling me where to start. What I want to do, so I have 38% left. And if I go to my PRD, it shows list of all the sub issues. And now if I go to number, for example, 10, you will see it has the parent PRD. So you always have the context and it's not blocked by any issues. So I can start immediately. But if I go to number 11, so that should be a little bit different because parent PRD is number 9. And yes, it is blocked. So I cannot start number 9. And it's easy because I can keep track of basically everything here. And now I can just say, start with issue number 10. Before I start, there is something that we need to talk about. Because we're using AI, we could ask AI to add tests, as many as possible. We can use TDD. For example, I think TDD, or is it test driven? Yeah, I have TDD as well, but it's going to take a bit of time and also I'm afraid like it might just take the whole context that I have and the session that I have. So I'm not going with the test, but we're going to do the manual testing here. But you get the idea. Even because it's AI and it's like very cheap in this case, you can ask AI to write tests with any coverage. If you want even 99% or 100%, you can ask AI to do it for you, and you can do it behind the scene. So you don't really have to go through those boring steps of testing all the edge cases and everything. So, but enough of this. Let's just ask to do let's start with issue number 10. I'm at 38%, so I'm not really much worried that you're going to take everything. But in number 10, obviously, actually, if I go back, in number 10, it's just changing quite a few files, but it's very, very granular to the points that, we need. The thing is, we already created a branch, so that is quite good. Concerning is still push something to the main, add something to the main, but it didn't push it here. So if I go, I think, to the code, you know what? I'm gonna accept all of them for now. That's a bit dangerous, but it's fine. The last commit into my my main branch is when I merge the pull request. So it locally adds some stuff to the main. It didn't push it, so we are safe. However, I clearly asked Claude to not add anything into main branch and create a new branch to begin with. So probably it's just misread the whole thing. Okay, let's see. It is changing some stuff, and I'm gonna just make this one a bit smaller. You can see it already picked some changes. It's okay. Go back there. So good. Let's see. It has updated a few things. Not sure why we have seems like it's still stuck to some degree in a brainstorm, but I can just get out very easily because now that we have different phases and different issues, we can just completely get out, come back, which we will do, or we can just do double escape and it will completely get out of everything that it does. But I don't want to stop the number 10 issue number 10 implementation, so let it happen for now. Is actually doing some npm install. So behind the scene, if we do control O, it can show everything, but npx TypeScript no emit. Okay, yes, that's one. And see what is working. Got some errors. I thought it's going to delete Auri, but not yet. And what is it saying? It's just trying to check what is there. Yes, do that. In fact, while we're here, I can just talk about here. I have a CC, which is Cloud Code alias, stands for Cloud, but I have CCX, and that's another alias which run dangerously skip permissions. It's not really it's not recommended, but if you really get annoyed with this much approvals and you know exactly what you're doing and you are running your cloud code in a quite isolated place like a Docker, inside Docker container or something, then maybe that's a good idea to just go with that. But still, you need to be very careful. Yes, I'm just gonna go one more time. We are getting to 44%. It Towery.ts, I don't know where is it actually coming from. So if I do Tauri dot, we have a config one, which should get removed because we're not using it. Okay, so probably I'm gonna add some later on to do some cleanup. So let's just create a cleanup logos and any files related to Tauri Rust. So once we're gonna come back, we can check what is happening. I don't want to forget that. Okay. I fed up with this command, so let it run for now, to be honest. There are some errors. It's just trying to fix it. Why not? Module resolution. The good thing is, because it's running it, even if it comes to any issues, it can just fix and go forward, fix and go forward. So both TypeScript configs passed. Now let's verify and linting and try build. I think if we just go to number 10, let's see. Just install run npm successfully with no Rust toolchain. Just dev open the Electron windows. So hot reload works, just lint and just format should pass, no Tauri apps, and then TypeScript compiles without any errors. That command was what it was running for a few minutes, and it was just hitting some issues. But let's see. Okay, it is running some, ESLint, and it's just seeing some issues. And probably, it's good to just fix it as well. What is happening? It's actually doing some extra stuff to pass the, I think, pass the lint, if I'm not mistaken. But let's find out. Okay, build successful. Also verify getting no covers. Everything is there. Now is committing everything and checking the status. There is so issue 10 is done. I'm on a 50%. The thing is, if I push, I think, my changes, so there is, I think there shouldn't be any changes. Everything is committed. Yeah, that's good. If I push my changes because of the GitHub workflow, I guess this is going to, we're going to have like a GitHub workflow, but it's going to be very slow. But we can see. If I go to now pull requests, I don't have any pull requests. Let's just ask. And now you can commit everything and push, create a PR. Make sure the PR description is also accurate and reflect. Okay, so let's just, well, we already commit everything. Let's just also create this branch. It already pushed the branch. It's going to create a PR with the proper description related to issue number 10. So let's just give it a few seconds. Okay, I don't want to work on number 10, sorry, number 11. I just want to refresh here for now. Okay, where are you? Okay, we have this one here, and it explains everything. And if I go to, okay, it actually pick all of those stuff from interestingly from the main branch and brought them here. So one good stuff here. And I think I am not going to continue anymore because I don't want to continue with those brainstorm. Let's say we're completely out. We come back tomorrow or we go to a different computer. All we have to do, again, we're going to go to the cloud. We didn't continue with this session. If you remember, we didn't resume. All we have to do is to go and say, start with number 11. However, I think my branch 100% going to fail because the workflow has some problems. So I'm going to ask to disable the workflow so then I can continue. Or actually I can say update the workflow because why not? The thing is, I don't really have any, maybe, yes, maybe that's a good place to start using the, just update the workflow as well in the meanwhile. Or maybe at the end, I'm going to do it. Yeah, that's a good point. So let's just ask to disable it and then push everything so we can continue. At the end, I'm going to use another different way to plan and fix the workflow. So if you look at the already open PR, you notice that GitHub workflow is broken because it uses the previous Rust and everything else. What I want you to do is to disable the whole workflow, disable, not delete, so we can come back to it and fix it later. And here, actually, I want to go to plan mode. So let's see if it understands what I want actually, and what is the plan for disabling it rather than just removing it or completely get rid of it. So let's see. It's going to check the GitHub PR list. It's definitely going to find out things are broken, and it's fine. So because our workflow is using, like, it's trying to do something with a Rust, that's why I'm quite sure it's not going to work out. And then also the build is 100% going to break because we don't have Rust anymore. So it's going to be a completely different scenario. What are you doing? Okay, as a clear picture, CR workflow that gates the PR is failing because it's still referencing to SRC Tauri, okay, which is no longer exist. Post Electron migration, writing the plan now. That's a good thing. Let's give it a bit of time and see what it can do. Disable the workflow. But preserve it for later fixing. Replace on trigger. Okay. Please remove automatic triggers with keeping the file intact and manually invocable. Yes, you know what? I actually don't mind this. Change, yes. Okay, so I am not sure if it's actually pushed everything. So let's just quickly check. Status, it hasn't. I'm going to ask, do you need to change the release please as well, or just the CI workflow is enough? So let's see. It was release please, not just, okay, well, whatever. It's too late. So, Well, you know what? It find out, so it's good. Yes, also needs to disabling. Well, thanks to myself. If I wouldn't say that, you wouldn't do that. And the release build job itself, just create release and PRs would still work, but since build is gated on it, it would fail. It's cleaner to disable the whole thing. So yes, let's do that. And you know what? Yes, let's disable it for now. Okay, so commit and push everything to the main into the branch that we have. Also, I want you to update the PR description and everything related to this. Also, I want you to update the PR description. So the thing is, when we look at number 10, it doesn't say anything about this GitHub workflow changes. So either we can update it here or not. For me, at the moment, that's not a big deal, but probably in a if it update the PR description, that would be enough. But also, I know this is temporary. I'm gonna just update it in a few seconds. So now CI is disabled. We get the green light. And now if I just update this one, is it number 10? Yes, it is. We can see it picked the the PR as well. So I'm at a 14%. I am, well, in a real world, you should create a new branch and continue in a new PR. But here, you know, also you need to do the code review and everything related to that. So in this case, I'm not very much bothered in this case, because so we know it disabled the CI, updated the design document. So that's pretty much all of them. In the main index.ts, we have some stuff. We should be able to test it later. And we have preload. We have some hooks. Some files probably get just a bit of updated, removed. What else? What else? Okay, cool. Okay, so just file we have. So we have npm run dev. All of these things are there. And then we don't have anything related to Tori. It's just everything is Electron white dev, Electron white something. I think it's quite good, but I want to continue with issue number 11 in the same branch. As I said, essentially you want to create a new branch and continue in a different PR, get code review here and everything related to that. But I'm not going to do it for now. So you can continue with issue number 11 now. Okay, so number 10 is there, number 11. So let's do it. I still have, I think 14% of my, 15% of my context is full. So I'm quite okay. So let's see. It is going to read number 11. Hopefully number 11 is not very big and it's going to be very quick. It seems, it's just only have 2 user stories. Maybe it's a little bit big. I don't know, maybe not, but let's find out. The other thing I guess it should do, usually it's gonna just in a PR description, it should says close number 10 or close number 11. Oh yeah, it says, okay, it will closes number 10, which is great. Okay. And you also explain this is part of PRD number 9, so it's all good. I am going to allow all the edits during this session. Well, maybe it's not very recommended, but just go a little bit faster, I'm gonna do it. Or maybe not. You know what? I actually want to know what's happening. You want to make this edit? Assuming I read all of them and I'm happy. Yes. Okay, yes, I am happy. And then I am happy here as well. But you know what? Let's go with this one. I just changed my mind. It will be much quicker and will be less back and forth, because this is pretty much like a demonstration of what I'm doing. In real life, you just want to, you know, if it's a production or something that is working, you just want to be more careful. Also, your PR and code review will stop a lot of this stuff. And it's going to build something. Actually, yes, I want to build and see what's happening. It's verifying the build. Clean build, let's commit and push. That's very good. At this stage, to be honest, I'm very curious to know what is updating the PR, and just curious, did I test it or not? If I go to just file, we have dev and preview. You know, no, actually I want to see the dev. So it already done the 11 as well. And I think so it was what's happened in number 10 and 11 updated, or that one is done. Okay, so let's run it. So if I say just dev, I'm not sure what do we get. Recipe dev fail on line 3 with exit code 1. What is happening? Aha. Okay. Maybe I'll just continue and then ask Electron to fix it later. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather just come back a bit later because maybe it doesn't really have everything. Continue with issue number 12. But what you are actually seeing at this stage is, because everything is into smaller chunks and issues, you can continue somewhere else in a different computer, or different team members can look into different issues. And if like the one which blocks others are unblocked, everything is good to go. So let's see number here. Let's go to number 12. Let's see how big is number 12. Number 12 has a few acceptance criteria and also user story 6, 7, 8. Open the files, save new files. Okay, that's probably not a biggie. Let's see. It was blocked by number 11, but we already did number 11, so we should be good to go. Oh, interesting. It was done. We don't have tests, so we really cannot test it. We need to double check everything later. Or maybe at the end we're gonna ask to add some tests, because that would be easier. So, and this one, it says, okay, PR description updated. That's good. I'm still in the 25%. I'm gonna ask to do the number 13. Do number 13 as well. So the thing is, you can see by breaking it down and planning it properly, I was able to do 4 issues. Well, this is the number 4, but so far I only used 25%, and pretty much most of them was to read the issues, update the PR description, or push the commands and push the commits and everything else. So I think we are very good with the context in this case, very good. I am gonna just refresh this one. Everything is good. I think yes, it is good. It pick up all our commits. So if we go to number 13, which is the last one, it blocked by 10, 11, 12. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 user stories. And what is it gonna do? Just build. You know what? You should be able to run just lint. I don't mind. Okay, so let's see. Am I able to see my usage or not? So usage. I zoom in. Not. Yeah. I don't care. I think we are very good because I can see even the current session is not fully in. So we should be good. Issue 13 was the final cleanup, deleted this one, 60 files. So PR14 now closed. Closes all the 5 issues, 9 to 13. Now if I go, well actually it is here. Now if I go here and refresh, so it's 10, 11, 12, and 13. No Rust toolchain requires, only Node.js. It closes number 10, 11, 12, 13. Also closes number 9. So I am quite good. I think it also remove. Okay, there we go. It just to actually clean up all the icons as well, which I didn't even think. Well, I thought about it, but it wasn't part of that. Maybe it was, and I didn't read everything. So, in fact, quite good. So now I am actually keen to see if it works. And let's do just dev. Okay, so there is no entry files. However, I don't want to test it myself. I want AI does everything for me, and then I should. So if I go here, I want you to run the linter and formatter and make sure. Actually, that's not what I want to do now. I just want to be able to run the just dev or npm run dev and make sure it works. So if I go there, run npm run dev or just dev and see if it works, because I see an error. I want you to make sure the error is fixed so I can test everything locally. Or maybe you can tell me the steps to run everything locally and check the application locally. Okay, so let's see. And let's see. Okay, what error are you seeing? In the meantime, let me run it and capture the startup outputs. You know what? Actually, I want you to do it yourself. Don't ask again for kill number 1 and wait command. npm run dev. Even though I wanted to use just dev, but you know, it's fine. Okay, so it's updating. Excuse me, it's updating everything. So let's see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do command O to see the still errors. Then it fixed the problem. And what is happening? Okay. probably running the run npm dev again and making sure everything works. We are seeing some more problems, which is trying to fix it probably now. If you want to see what is happening, you should just, do control. Is it control O? Yes, I think it is control O. So it shows literally all the debugging issues and everything. And if you just want to go back, toggle, again, it's control O. And control E to show all. I'm a bit hesitant. Okay. How much debugging stuff? You know what? That's not the case. Let's just back and to more human readable stuff. It is going through, yeah, it's just going to run it again and see what do we get. The thing is, with all of this debugging, we are in a 32%. And voila, we have something cool here. I love it. And I am just going to, I think the app is working. So if I do hello, and then if I do double, it is, make it bold. I love it. And then 1, 2, all good. We have editor, split, preview. So this is the preview, split. We have dark or light, and then we have editor only. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. We're gonna test it a little bit more. That's it. No Rust toolchain needed. Fixed it, test locally, all good. I am quite good. I think one problem is I don't want to start from the home directory. I actually want to start from the current directory. Or maybe not. Because if it's running from the local repo, probably from the current directory, otherwise it should run from somewhere else. Let's ask and find out. Okay, I'm going to close this one. It seems the dev is working fine. So you can kill the, well, if you have to kill the process, you can. Okay, so, you know what? Yes, just kill this one now. You can commit everything and push to the branch and PR. So interestingly, we don't know what was the fix. Let me just go to the last PR and find out what's happened in fact. This is number 13. This is where the fix happened. So, okay, this is linting issues. There was a bit of, not much. Okay, nothing to commit. Everything is good. So let's use grill me to find out what will be the best starting point for the directory. So at the moment when I open the app, it shows the home directory or home directory for the user. I don't think that's the right place, or maybe it could be dangerous for some people that they don't know what's happening, some users. I was thinking maybe it should show the current repository. Well, if it's running from the repository, it should show the current directory. However, when it will be an app, and then there is no repository in somewhere else, and there is no repository. It will load everything from the app directory. So I don't know what would be the best place as a default when you open the app. So what would be the best default directory? Let's think and find out what's the best way to approach this one. Okay, so let's see. Probably AI just get lost with all my mumble jumbles, but let me check the current implementation first. It has the full picture. Okay. Project focus. Show one folder at a time. Let the user change it. This is how VS Code, Typora, and others in general purpose. Okay, let's go with your recommendation. But what's going to happen when a user open the app when there is no repo? Let's say they install the app and it's in the applications. It's a question. It's a question mark. I love that. Let's go with the recommendation. Yes, let's persist this. Replace menu bar, both button is side, drag and drop. Let's go with number 1. What should the open folder button look like and where exactly in the sidebar header? Currently, sidebar header just shows the folder name as a bold text. Options. My recommendation is option 1. Icon button on the right of the header, folder name left. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Sure, let's go with the option 1, but I want the icon to be the full width button. One more time. Icons button on the right of the header, folder name on the left, small. Okay, I don't want, let's go with the option 1, not the big one. Then we're going to check it. For the open folder dialog, should it be native OS folder picker or use the existing file picker? Currently, be a folder picker. Interesting. Sure, let's go with your recommendation. Probably, I don't know. Maybe I should go with option 2. I would like to go with option 2. Let's not always accept the recommendation from Claude. And what should the schema for Electron store look like? You only need one field now, but this will likely grow. Themes, persistence, window size, last open files, etc. Options flat. Sure, let's go with option 2. To be honest, for me, flat is it's more readable for me. But you know what? Yes, okay, let's go with option 2. It's not a big deal. And default directory. There's one more thing actually. Okay, so let's see. Should the current theme, light or dark, also be migrated into Electron store as part of this work since UI namespace is already being created? Yes. Yes, why not? That wasn't a question, but my dictation app just thought I'm dictating it. Sorry, I'm questioning. Maybe it was my intonation. Nobody knows. And great thing is I'm on 34%. I love it. So seems like very good. Excuse me, I didn't ask you to do it. Okay, so I don't want you to run anything. So let's create a PRD one more time. Let's write a PRD to begin with. Okay, so it might take a few seconds again, or just maybe a minute to just create a PRD, but we are getting into a very good shape for now. I'm also going to check okay, this is from the last one, but also I'm going to check my current usage. If I go to settings, then usage, I'm in a 64%, so I'm quite good, to be honest. So it created issue number 15. Yes, so it's a PRD to issues. That's what I want. So if we go not there. So if we go to issues, we should see number 15. Okay, this is quite good, I think. And it's not going to be a huge one, in my opinion. It's only all good. What I'm going to do in the meanwhile, I'm going to merge my PR. And actually, let's merge the PR. Let's see. I am going to merge the PR and it should be all good. And it should also close all of those issues, which it did. I need issue number 9, I think. So if I go to close, issue number 9, I still need it because that's how the CI, well, GitHub workflow going to use, everything related to that. So it can be built in parallel right now. Do you want to start? No, I don't want. So, well, I have a few options. I can go to the main branch and then, pull everything, or I can ask, they do it. But I'm going to just do it myself because that's not a big deal. I'm going to do git, actually, status. What is here? We don't need them. Okay, let's do git diff. It was trying to install Electron stores. That's when I stopped it. Okay, so you know what? Let's quit and Let's stash everything. I don't need it for now. Stash, and then I will go to main, git code main, git pull. Okay, we have everything here. I will go there. It's not in this branch anymore. It takes time to reflect. Or actually, I'm going to just get out completely and I'll start again, because we already created all of those issues. Nothing going to be lost. This is the nice part about this. So issue 30, actually that one was 14 if I'm not mistaken. Yes. No. 15. So 15, that's where we want to go. I want you to look into issue number 16, which belongs to PRD number 15, and tackle issue number 16. I think I made it completely confusing. So this is the PRD number 15. We need to start issue number 16. When we load number 16, it knows it belongs to number 15. So if I go here, it knows what's the parent. So it's good. I want you to create a new branch and tackle issue number 16. Yes, why not? You can check the issue number 16. Again, we can create a new branch and PR for every single issues, or can just continue in one. For the sake of simplicity, I will just continue everything here, but that can be done like probably, differently as well. So let's see. Do you want to check? I don't mind. Yes, you can go ahead, because that would be much quicker. Let's just allow to update everything. Why not? Things are getting interesting, to be honest. And we can continue building a lot on top of this. But I think, first of all, my session, I think it will be full for this 5 hours window. And also we need to fix the CI as well. That's another part. Specifically with the CI, we need to create release as well. So that's another part. Done. Okay, cool. And if I go to PRs, I don't think I have any new PRs. Nothing. Okay. And push everything and create a PR with descriptions. Interesting one. I didn't know this bit. PR is live. Okay, cool. So if I refresh this, again, we can do everything here, but I'm going to just continue building everything here. You can look into issue number 17 now. And I think, yeah, 16 is done. Number 17, probably not going to be a big one. Yes, it's not going to be a big one. Okay, so. And number 18. going to be quite okay, this is seems like a little bit bigger, but let's see. Okay, it's actually done number okay, you know what? He actually did another PR. So 2 PRs. And what I can do, I can merge them. Why not? And this one, I am going to merge it because it's number 16. And I'm also going to merge number 17. Okay, there's a conflict and I want to fix this one. If you pull the latest from the main branch, you can see there's a conflict. I want you to fix the conflict and push everything back to the branch. And update the PR. Yes. And rebase, why not? Okay, there's a conflict. Let's see if we can fix the conflict. Okay. If it would have add everything in one branch, I wouldn't have the same problem. But that's not a big deal anyway. Oh, okay. Force with the lease. Interesting. I shouldn't have any. Okay, so I should be good to go. I want actually update. So we asked to do the number. Okay, so we asked to do number 17. I'm going to ask to do number 18 and push it to the current branch. So we don't have to do the rebasing all the time. Can you look into issue number 18? And once it's done, I want you to push it to the current branch. So you don't have to create a new PR or new branch for this. Everything to the current branch. Okay, so number 17 is done. And which one is it? The number... this one is number 20. Okay, this one was a pull request, so we don't care about it. This is the other one. And if I go to issues now on number 18, I think this is the PRD. This is number 17. So it's, in fact, it's 15. Yeah, we merged the 16. We are going to look at 18 now and are going to do it. So it's blocked by that. Also, it's going to do this bit. Cool, I love it. So if I refresh this one and go to the pull request, it should have 17 and 18. And as a last thing, I'm going to just actually ask to do the number 19 in the same branch as well. Can you look at the issue number 19 and also do it in the same branch and push and update the current pull request? Okay, that wasn't a question, that was a command. Seriously. Okay, so let's look at, I'm going to duplicate this bit. And for now, I'm going to just look at 19. 19 is basically the last bit of PRD 15. So if I open PRD 15, we have 17, 18, 19, correct. Okay, so it's adding everything and pushing everything. So now what I want is just dev. I want to see what is happening. So, okay, that was interesting. So we have files, we have open, we have save. And if I start typing, so I'm going to do this. Hello. Okay, this is good. If I'm going to save it, it works. Nice. Let's call it hello.md. And so this is the command. So if I'm going to open another terminal, and this time I do z and then document hello.md, that's the file I was playing with. So all good. And now if I want to open a file, how does it work? So no folders, open a folder. And if I go to my dev and look at quickmd, open this, I should be able to see pretty much a lot of things. I already love this one. Beautiful. Okay, so far so good. There's one thing that I really want to do, and it's mainly about the version. I really want to show the version, for example, next to quickmd, so the current version of the file. That's the last thing that I want to do. And I'm going to ask the app to do it. Well, let's not close this one and see the hot loading. So we don't need this bit. I am going to go to I actually did all this cleaning, so I don't have to be worried about it either. Just file, ignore it. Go back there. Here, there's only one thing missing, which is not related to current PRDs and anything. But I want you to add the current version, the version number, next to the title of the app. Okay, I was talking to myself. Probably I was not dictating here. So I want the version will be next to this one. So on the top bar where it shows files and then it shows the app name, which is quickmd, and then file name, what I want you to do is to, after the quickmd, I want you to show the version, current version of the application, which you can read it from package.json and put it there. So just to confirm, package.json should have version. Good. And going back, let's do that. Is it gonna work? Oh, I need to rerun it. Oh, actually, there we go. It's here. All good. I wanted light. It make more sense. What is my MD? It pushes everything. So let's close this one. Go back there and then close this bit as well. I'm gonna be here. Toolbar shows everything is there. I am gonna go to my pull request. Everything to me is good. I'm gonna merge it. Two things left. So let's go to the main branch. git status, git checkout main, and git pull. So we have the latest stuff happening here. We know we have two PRDs. We have PRD number, okay, where is it? Not this branch. We have PRD number 15. And then open it in the, okay, here. And then we also have number 9 and then number 15. So we changed quite a lot of stuff. What I want to do is to update README and update CI/CD. Well, we don't have CD, but I want to update the GitHub workflow. And let's see. So why not to clear everything? And I am gonna check, probably current usage is 80%. I should be good. Again, grill me. If you look at issue number 15 and issue number 9, so this is 15, this is number 9. Okay, good. You notice I've changed quite a lot of stuff. As a result of that, I want you to fix the GitHub workflow. There is no Rust anymore. Everything is an Electron. So the release should be fixed, and anything related to GitHub workflow should also work with the new world, which is everything Electron, no Rust. Release please also needs to be fixed. So I think I actually want to just say here, issue number 15 and 9 in GitHub. So let's see, checking everything and coming back to us. If we go to pull request and refresh, nothing is open. Issues, I think, interestingly, this is open. Issue number 15. Probably I forgot to close it, but it's not a big deal because everything is closed. Issue number 9, 15. Okay, we don't need this bit. We only need number 9 here as well. Let's just keep them open for now. Okay, let me explore the code base and GitHub issues first before grilling in. Number 15. There's a clear picture. Let me start in grilling. CI triggering. Currently both workflows are disabled. My recommendation, yes, restore those. Yes. I want to restore them. Okay. Arch, I say is what matters for macOS. Yes, you can go with the recommendation, but make sure Mac latest actually exists, because in the past, I remember it was Mac OS latest, but then we have to change it to something else. Oh, Mac OS 13. As long as you're sure, I'm okay. Okay. What is it doing? Okay, so. Sure, you can do that. Or maybe we can just create the universal one. What do you think? I've actually noticed that a few applications, if you have the universal one, it will work everywhere. Okay. Yes, let's do it. So I am gonna just check my usage, which is 84%. So I've only used 4% now. Code sign-in, current workflow, and secrets for Electron Mac OS program. Okay. I'm not following. What is the signing certificate or certs? Is it necessary at all? And if it's not there, what's the problem? That was a question, and now I didn't get the question. macOS open app with cannot be verified damaged. Windows. Okay. It is not. Okay, you know what? I don't want to pay anything. Yes, let's go with skipping. I don't want to sign it and I don't want to pay any money for now. Sure. Yes. Okay, let's go with the recommendation. And then question 6, Electron builder artifact path. The release workflow needs to know where the Electron builder's output by default is here. Do you have... I have no idea. Maybe it's good to verify and then just do whatever is the best. That was very not good answer. Okay. Well, it's like a build applications for the TypeScript, I assume, or dist. But I just didn't want to guess. I wanted to check. Because guessing is not the right thing here. And the question is, I don't know how long will it take to create actually the build. So hopefully it's much faster than Rust. Last time in a previous video when we were checking with the Rust, it was around 8-9 minutes, even though it was running everything in parallel. But hopefully this is going to be different. It is running npm run packages, so something is happening. So let me see that. Very curious. And it is this, maybe this Electron. Main. No, that's not it. This is it. Okay. It goes to this. Sure. I have enough to write both workflow and fix the release. Let me implement it now. Okay, creating an implementation, well, creating a branch and then fixing it, which is fine to be honest. Well, we could go and create PRD and issues, but I'm not bothered at this stage because we have done 2 times and we saw the examples. Okay, so creating a committing everything. Want me to open a PR? Yes, of course I want. I want you to update cloud.md and also readme to reflect all these new changes with all the upgrades to Electron and all the new commands and everything around that. I will never forget this. So readme and cloud.md must be updated, otherwise there will be a problem. So now I'm gonna go to pull request while it's just updating stuff. Obviously it is red to begin with because linting and formatting has problem. So you know what? There is a linting and formatting issues. Format check fails. I am already in 89%, so I think this is okay. I should be able to fix everything in 10% left because there's a format check prettier causing some issues at the moment. So before pushing anything to PR and to the origin GitHub, basically I want you to run the linter and prettier and make sure the formatting and linting everything is fixed. If not, fix them and then push the fixes so we can check the CI completely. Okay, so there we go. This is what fails. Now you need to fix it. Actually, I love this bit. It says, let me fix them properly rather than leaving them. Thank you. Go on, introduce as many error as possible. That's how I changed my mind in a few seconds. So that's good. Zero lint warning, zero format issues. No commit, now commit and push. Okay, so everything should be here. Now if I go back to the pull request, I think it's here. That was very quick, but I think the CI is running. Okay, cool. So if I go to actions, we should see the CI. So we don't really have test. We're only gonna run lint and formatter. Interesting. Let's see the power of Electron and Node.js. I am also keen to know, has it updated everything? In terms of my workflow has changed quite a lot. Again, it moved to update version 4 for some reason. Not a big deal. Component has updated, readme, quite a lot of things has been updated. Thank you. Ignore just file completely. Okay, that's at least a good thing. And then we have Cloud MD, get updated. Quite happy. I'm not sure how long will it take to do all of the builds. Actually, it was very quick. So much quicker than Rust because it's going to compile a lot of stuff. Let's see. How about release please? Release please also changed some degree. Let's go back there and wait. Okay, I'm actually going to fix this one as well because this is a bit annoying. In the GitHub action, when I look at the runners, I get this warning. So I quite know that they need to change the version to version 5, but I want to change it, I think, everywhere, not only in one place. I want to change it pretty much everywhere in the release, please, and also in the CI. So check the release, please, and also CI and all the workflow that I have, and make sure this doesn't happen. You know what? Let's do that. Okay, so why not? Let's go there. What is it going to change? Something has changed, and I am very keen to know what was it. So even though the whole thing was passed, let's go there. We jumped to version 6, in fact, not even version 5. Interesting. And some of the stuff is version 7. My goodness. Okay. Previously it was version 5, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so if I refresh, now if I go to actions, see if it works. Or is it faster at all? Interestingly, warning is gone. All actions now on Node.js 24 compatible version. So release please on version 4. Upload artifact version 7. Setup node is version 6. And action checkout is version 6 as well. Okay, interesting. Not a big deal, to be honest, for now. I see the... Okay, everything is good. Finger crossed, everything can be fixed. So we know this one is also done. I'm gonna close it. This is number 15. Just this is how you're closing it. Now if I go to issues, I shouldn't see anything in my pull request. Obviously the build is happening, and I can close this, close that. Let's go to actions. One of the jobs are done. Linux was very quick. Windows is also done. Mac OS Universal is still working. But when we did just dev, or excuse me, npm run dev, we could see everything works, at least on a dev or preview mode. So hopefully we're not going to see any issues. And then the sizes are absolutely in a different league, I would say. So Windows is 84, Mac OS is 200 almost, Linux is 111. I'm going to go to pull request, merge my pull request. Now the release please should work, hopefully. And the other thing that I wanted to just compare is this bit. Here we were talking about 3 megabytes, 3 megabytes, 3 megabytes, 2 megabytes. And in new version, we are talking about something like hundreds at least. So everything get updated. I am quite happy, you know, this is just the release, please. Yes, confirm. Now we should get a new release very soon. Once I think everything get triggered, we should get the new release in a few seconds. I'm gonna go to branches, also do some cleaning because I don't need some of these branches. I really want to keep that Rust node, which is the one we built a few minutes ago. Okay, once this is actually, so this is already merged, and I'm gonna just come here, wait for this. Version 3 is already there. Loving it. So the once the build is finished, it will push all the assets here. Okay, so we have, you can see we have quite a few stuff here. Once they are finished, you can just pick all the assets and put them there. Good news at least is that they're built under 2 minutes, all of them. Not like Rust, but on the other hand, on the Rust project that we had or previous things, we could see the file sizes were just few megabytes. Everything was less than 5 megabytes. Here we are talking about, I think, 100. Well, Linux was around 111, Windows was 88, and Mac OS was 188. Like this. Crazy. Just give it a few more minutes. I think I'm gonna go. Problem with typing. Check out main. One of the meets actually failed. Merge has failed. Why is that? All of them are failed. Good to know. If release please actually gonna work, that's a different. Okay, nothing is also asked here. Everything is also failed here. Interesting. Why is that? Okay, interesting, interesting. So I am gonna give this one as a look at the latest. So let's start from scratch. I'm also going to check. Okay, we are 93%. Hopefully we can fix it. Look at the latest actions after release. Release please. There is a problem in the build, very specifically when it's going to create those assets to put them in the release. Here is the problem. I'm just going to copy it. Here is the problem. and the link. I want you to create a branch and let's fix this. What is the issue? Apparently I don't have a GitHub token or something like this, but double check first. And also don't push anything to the main branch. We need to create a branch and fix everything in a branch. So let's see. Last minute problems that we have to fix. Yes, why not? Yes. Okay, what is the problem? In fact, interestingly, it says fatal. Okay, it doesn't really want to publish it because release please is going to actually get it from the previous builds. So that should fix the problem. Okay. There we go. Publish never tells Electron to just build the artifacts and stop. The git release upload step handle the rest. Good stuff. PR is created. You know what? We're gonna just do it one more time. Why not? We need to wait until all of these things finish and then we can test the release please one more time. And hopefully by that, you're gonna get the full end-to-end picture. Excuse me. Okay, so I am going to actually, yes, that's the only thing that's changed. Everything was failed, unfortunately, on a version 3. And we're not going to have any assets here. Correct, nothing. Okay, let's just get everything back. You're building the Mac OS and Windows. Okay, I think there's a silence, so I apologize for that because we are waiting for this builds to finish. And also, yeah, there we go, it's finished. Let's just just merge the pull request. Very quickly, we are going to have, why do I have still issues here? Okay, so now we're gonna have a pull request for release please, hopefully soon. What is that? Where does the release please? When did it get merged? Seconds ago. Yeah, I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Not. Pull request. Fresh. Probably because nothing has changed. It didn't create a release. If I'm not mistaken. Maybe, maybe not. This job was skipped. Okay. Probably I don't want to job. I want to rerun it. Hopefully it can work. Because there was no changes. I guess that's why it was skipped. I think we should have. Strangely, again, we're not getting it because it was again. I think nothing in a pull request. If I go to the code, I shouldn't see anything. Yes, correct. The latest things is running. After merging this PR, I didn't get release please. Maybe because there was no code changes at all. Is that why? Because I really want to test the release process completely. I already merged this PR to the main branch, so I need to test something else. How can I test it? If you have to do some code changes, create a new branch first. Okay, so yes, it was a CI commit are ignored by release please. Only fit and fixes. Okay, what's real if small? Fix you actually want a few options. Sure, here, so let's do that. Sure, let's go with option one, then create a PR, then push commit and create a PR, and let's see that one. Okay, so I am going to the pull request, and I think, well, there's a fix. Okay, let's see. Okay, good stuff. Let's do that. And we need to wait again anyway. So I'm gonna just stop the video. Once this is finished, I'm gonna come back. Okay, so the build is finished successfully. I am going to merge it. Now we should have a release please PR. And again, we need to do the build and we should be able to see everything in place. Okay, that should be any seconds here if it works as expected. I'm gonna go to actions and here, yes, actually release please is working. What is this one? That is new. where does this one come from? I did not add any release, please failed. Validation failed. This is absolutely ridiculous. Because in fact, it create one. What was that failure for? I can look at it later. So let's merge. I can look into this one later. For some reason, we are getting this issue. And now that I merge everything, if I go to actions, again, we have quite a few small releases. And in the code base, we're gonna have version 0.3.1, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna take a few seconds. I am going to stop the video again, come back in a few, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So we are facing another issue actually, which is interesting. Now we are getting different problems. If I go to, for example, the latest one, all of these jobs are failing, which I need to look into it in the next video because, well, this video is getting very long. I'm gonna just come back with the next video. Hopefully it will be shorter and we can fix this one and move forward. I just want to emphasize quite a few things. So during this video, we use planning and brainstorming and real me skills to create, well, first of all, to plan properly and then create issues that we can look into them, even if we lose the current context or if we go to a different, computer, which is great. You can share it with different team members and everyone can just work independently. The problem we are facing is not really related to the usage of AI very much, mostly, I would say, or to some degree isn't. But also it's nice that we are going through this debugging, which is and which can happen in real life if you're going to build something. And the point of this video, which I'm not going to edit it in fact at all, is to see all of this back and forth. These back and forths are something that happen in real life when you're going to build an application quite often. And if I just want to skip all of them and come back when everything works well, maybe that is not the case, because if you face these issues, what are you going to do about it? Pretty much, if we are going through AI and we're using Claude, that's the way forward. You're just going to ask Claude to look into it or give them errors and then fix it and, just go to the next bit, go to the next bit. But also thinking about it, it's much, much quicker, because if I wanted to just migrate from Rust to Electron, it would definitely took more than this, even get to this level. It would be days. Now I've just done everything in probably 1 hour or something like that, or 2 hours, in fact. So I think it was fun and we made a very good progress. We can see the app locally in the PR level. Also, all the builds are correct. I think something is happening between when we are merging it and when the artifacts and assets are going to be pulled to the release, which I'm going to look into it in the next video and we can continue there. But I think there are a lot of fun and there are a lot of learnings in these 2 videos, at least for me as well. I will see you in the next video when we're going to fix the release and just say goodbye to this project, maybe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.